getting ready to the airport to leave from Zurich to Istanbul. After getting the tax refund done, we went to the lounge to get some veggie in. First time flying Turkish airline, there were a lot of people, and it only takes around 2-3 hours to get there. Honestly, not very hungry. First impression, it's nice, it's clean, it's decent. For some reason, the stem is so light. Hope it's effective. I really wanted to wear my new Uggs today, but it's raining, so I can't. The car that's scheduled to pick us up is so nice, it's out of our expectation. It's raining and raining. The location of our hotel is on a walking only street, so the driver has to drop us off somewhere nearby, and I was waiting for him to get umbrellas. The hotel didn't have an elevator and the stairs are really narrow. And the room, it's just okay, it's decent, but it turned out it's not really a hotel, it's more of an Airbnb. It has a balcony that is really nice, but I think I need a better place to stay. Having a later dinner tonight. This place is so overrated. The reviews are so high, but it's not that good. I do not recommend. Checking into another hotel nearby. It's 5-star hotel, but it's only around $100 because it's a little old. Yes, I know I booked 2 hotels in one city at the same time. I am very grateful for that. Randomly walk into a coffee shop that is pretty good actually. Cats here are on a different level. This cat just jumped to us. It was like, you guys seem nice. Can you pet me? When we are leaving, the cat is still inside the coffee shop. This cat is not owned by the coffee shop. It's a random stray cat. Even though it's so cold outside, we still wanted to try some ice cream. I noticed they really like cherry flavor. I see a lot of things in cherry flavor and they like cherry juice. It's still a little bit of rain outside, so we decided to take it easy today. Coming in the hotel, there's a quick security check. And of course, we have to visit Salt Bay's restaurant. It's considered more high-end locally in Istanbul. The spoon salad, it's so fresh, very delicious. This golden steak, it will be around $130 and it will be an easy $500 to $600 in New York. It's great, we love it. Back to the hotel with all our luggages inside the room. This is much better. Can you believe the Airbnb we had? It's the same price as this hotel room. However, this did not include breakfast, so we plan to go back in the morning for breakfast. Of course, I took another picture at the balcony. It's the tub is inside the shower, or this is the shower already. Let me show you. It's exactly looks like this. That's it. Everything else is fine. It's just the tub here. It's inside the glass. We stopped by the supermarket to see what we should get on our way back. We are just walking to our dinner restaurant to stroll around a little bit. They have a lot of pottery ceramics here. This lady, she's hand painting. There are many cat items here. This is another tourist spot that has tons of review. The food are nice, they're great, but I just don't think the price justify. It's not that much cheaper than in New York or Hong Kong, and I don't think locals will come here for food. We walk around a little bit more after dinner. I got a gold-plated brass ring at a market that I forgot to negotiate. These drip coffee, it's really good. I would have got more. And we were shopping around for some chips. I really want to try some local flavor Lay's and Doritos. Even though it's winter time, you still get to see a lot of cats. And it's good to see that they have food everywhere. Winter here is really colder than I expected. We are back to utilize the hotel facilities. The pool is very small. We didn't use it. And there's a little jacuzzi. We are mainly here for the sauna. They have a sauna, Turkish bath, and a steam room. That is so good after sauna, coming back to the room, completing it with a face mask. After showering, we have to try the chips. I actually still don't know what flavors they are. It looks spicy, but it's actually not. And the other one, I thought is completely opposite because it's one green and one red, but they kind of taste the same. It's just one potato chips and the other one is in Dorito form. Just coming back to the red and taste again. The Airbnb homemade breakfast was really good. Turkish coffee is very strong. I can drink it, but I like their tea better. Finally, the rain has completely stopped. We decide to do some sightseeing. Beautiful weather, everything is perfect. I've only been to Dubai and Turkey now in terms of Middle East countries. At least for what I've seen and what I felt so far is Middle East is really a well blend of Europe culture and Asian culture in general. We got charged 25 euros per person for one of the church and it's the first day of them charging. This is also served in Starbucks and costs around 80 cents USD. This is Wagner food. It looks like Chinese but not Chinese. It's pretty good. This is pretty cool. We then checked out another supermarket that is next to the restaurant. And then we come back to the hotel for their famous afternoon tea. It's free flow coffee and Turkish black tea. And everything here, the sandwich, the dessert, the dry fruit, the cookies are a buffet. Not like a lot of selections, but there are some choices. It costs around 40 US dollars per person. It's definitely not cheap, and overall, I thought it's just so-so. Although it's the most famous one, but I actually would not recommend. This is the best and they never refill. We should have come here instead of going to Park Hyatt when it was raining because this is a giant mall. We took a taxi here. Before the taxi entering the mall area, they have to check the trunk and make sure it's empty. At least I should say there's nothing inside the trunk that is threatening the mall. And then when you enter the mall yourself, you have to go through security check. Really not that many choices at the food court, so we came to Salt Bay again. This is our last night here and we are leaving for Cappadocia tomorrow. 2 rounds of sauna. It's my first time wearing these Uggs today and I walked the entire day. I walked so much today, but look at this. It's so clean. It's impressive. I'll be missing this Airbnb breakfast so much. You grab whatever you want from their mini buffet inside and you can also order their omelets. It's so good and homemade. We also quickly go by a cafe nearby. Look at this winter edition latte. The art is still there. It's really sophisticated. Somehow we have a giant taxi to get us to the airport. I have never seen something like this at the airport. And look at the art here. It's really 3D. Airport lounge, it's quite quiet. A quick and empty flight. We got off by ourselves and we walk into the building to pick up our luggages. We also got our car. It is a solid 1-hour drive to get to Cappadocia city. We have arrived at our hotel. So this is the hotel for our next 2 nights. By the way, the drive was not bad at all. This restaurant is about 10 to 15 minute walk from our hotel. It's quite a popular one, but it's low season now, so it's not busy at all. And to be very honest, from the price to the food quality, it's pretty touristy. What you're seeing right here is the clay pot beef, or they can pick chicken or lamb. It looks really fancy. I would say it is very tender, but it's just okay. After dinner, it's a little early, so we had a drink at the hotel. The view is great, but the drink is just so average. This is a room tour viewing from the bed. Obviously, the heater there works perfectly. The shower is great. Everything is fine. This is one of the most popular places to take picture of, and the breakfast there is actually fake. Here we are for some real breakfast. The selections are great. They have a little bit of everything. There are also some cooked eggs for you to order off the menu. However, with all these choices, I actually still miss the one in Istanbul. Not sure if you can tell on camera, the toaster is really long. They got some really weird jam here like eggplant jam. This just makes everything more fancy. The view is insane, nothing I've seen before. Sunny side up with Turkish sausage. Heading out, there are spots that we want to hit on today and we only have today. Here are my ring stacks of the day. Look at this view, it's spectacular. So we're going to Love Valley. It says make a right, but we are not because we are following the Google map instead of the sign. There are dresses available for rent from the photographer when taking those kind of photos. We have arrived Love Valley. There are so many cute swings here. The views here in general are really different from what we usually see. And of course, I have to get a pomegranate juice since it's available here and the machine is cleaner. Oh, so good. And this is what you see when you stand near the edge. Heading to Open Air Museum now, and we found a route accidentally that we didn't have to pay for parking, but we have to walk all the way. There are a lot of people here, but I don't think it's worth it because you have to pay extra if you wanted to see some cooler place. It's still a cool museum consider it is open air. Somehow you didn't have to pay parking if you park here. We are just here to make sure the Chinese food is not very good. And of course it's overpriced. On the other hand, Starbucks here is definitely not overpriced. I decided to come to this museum because it's very close to the Starbucks I was at. Best decision ever. It is a relatively small museum that displays arts and potteries. Throughout the interior, it's like a cave. At the gift shop here, which is giant, you can paint your own pottery. And that will take half a day for sure. I just regret I didn't get another one. The price here are really good, and since it's a museum, it won't rip you off. Having kebab for dinner, as this is our last dinner here, and this place is fire. After dinner, when we are leaving, we are really stuck, so all the cars are around us. We couldn't move at all, especially the car behind us. He was parking illegally. Coming back to the hotel and chasing some sunset, we came to another restaurant nearby the hotel for some free tea and coffee. All the routes here are just stone and they really look the same, so I was having a hard time coming back to the hotel. Done with this mask now, and then I'm about to use the remaining serum with Medicube. We are leaving today. We only had 2 nights here. That means we only had 1 full day here, and that was yesterday. It was pretty cold last night, and we almost got a flat tire on our way to the airport when we are only 30 minutes away. That got us really worried, and we almost did not have enough time to go through everything, and luckily the flight is delayed. Yes, so the delay was totally working in our favor. Extra $10 for extra room is totally worth it. It's so sanitized here that if you take off your shoes, they have a plastic wrap for your feet. Istanbul International section is very nice. First time seeing something like this. This is like a department store. And they also have a sale section, mostly for men. We are having Salt Bay again, even though it's more expensive at the airport. We came to the lounge for some coffee and then realized they are calling us to the gate. We literally ran to the gate and that took us 10 minutes. 10 minutes of straight running at the airport. It's easy mode, but it only took me 1 minute. Here we are, Munich again. The traffic took us longer than expected. That's why there's an accident ahead of us. Hope everyone is okay. Munich is almost like a comfort zone to us. Back to the original hotel. They say they upgraded our room. Let's see how it goes. And I think I prefer my first room better when I just arrived. The bathroom was so much smaller, however, I see some upgrade inside the room. Pomegranate juice without the fiber that is really filtered. It's actually more fancy, but I do adore the ones with the fiber better. It's our last morning here and we are leaving tonight, so we have a lot to get done this morning. This acai bowl is so good and I had had nothing like this before. It's so delicious. Produce here in Europe, it's so good, so fresh, and the price is reasonable. I love Florentina, although it's a lot of sugar. We're passing by this organic bread store that we have to get something back to Hong Kong. Everyone lines up are local and older people. I have this thing that every time I leave a place, on the day leaving, I'll get some bakery from locally, bring it back home. While packing, I noticed my outfit matches my USB wire. That's so funny. It's gonna rain later, so I have to switch out my UGG boots. We also checked out. Okay, quickly take a screenshot and figure everything out later. We had German lunch nearby the hotel. That is a little touristy. It's great, but it's a little pricey. We just randomly walk in a coffee shop that we feel like we should go in, and it turns out to be amazing. That's why you should follow your gut. The last thing I want to do before ending my trip in Europe is going in Chanel again because I wanted to. I did get something, and let's quickly do an unboxing together. I was at the same exact store when I just arrived Europe on the first day, and then I'm coming back in again on the last day. I got a very simple necklace that is nothing the same as what I have already. I later find out it comes in different variety, and what I have here is the simplest one and exactly what I wanted. I'm not sure if you can see that there is a gap between the top and bottom, and it's a relatively short necklace. It's pretty well made that it's heavier than it looks. You know you have a really good trip when you don't want to leave. As this is our final meal of the trip, we didn't want to go wrong, so we came back to Haxen Grill. We will totally come back to here. We did not reserve our chauffeur drive service until we arrived Munich yesterday. We got very lucky that we're still able to make the reservation. Remember to mail out your tax refund. The terminal for Emirates is so boring, so we went to a different terminal and then we got something. After all the back and forth, we're finally back to the lounge before we start boarding, and I was so thirsty that I needed a drink. And I actually finished my drink in 5. So ready to be on board. I'm so tired by running around the whole day. Such a bummer that I picked my seat so late, facing more towards the outside, so less privacy. Anyways, thank you for following along my vlogs, and then I'll see you on my next video.